Wait a moment for some people to jump on. Not like it matters, because you can just replay this. I don't really know why I'm choosing to come on here to speak other than, well, I guess I do. I have no one to talk to. So instead of literally talking to the air, this at least makes me feel like I'm not totally just talking to myself. So this is just to say just a few things. Another holiday season without being able to see the one and only person that wants to see me and that I want to see. I genuinely don't know how I got through last year's. As I was looking at the pictures, I was looking at the selfies I took on Christmas Day of me and myself and what I made myself for dinner, and I was like, wow. There was nobody that stopped by and get a single Christmas card. I think I got one text message. Two. Two. Anyhow, which doesn't make any of it easier. Not that I really asked anybody to, but I don't know. I will speak on something, and I don't care. I'm not going to mention the name of the person. And I don't know. Every time I say that, it feels the appropriate thing to do is to call themselves out. So I'm not sure why that is, but in any case, I was told something about I discarded somebody. And I'm like, I could respond to this, but I feel like at this point it's not gonna make a difference. I'm like, discarded, right? I'm like, can we take a moment to step back and look at the big picture? Anytime we've had any interaction, at least the last several times, is because I initiated it by asking for help. Which, yes, you did help me, and I appreciate that. And no, it wasn't financial help for all of the people who are going to assume that. But it was never. It was a lot of just one sided, and I felt bad about that. And then the couple, like, perhaps genuine invitations to hang out or whatnot. I mean, one of them was definitely like, wouldn't have happened had I not expressed how hurt and sad I was that I would be spending Thanksgiving alone. The invitation wouldn't have happened had I not expressed that. Um, so it's just like, well, but the whole like, oh, you discarded me again. Um, you know how discarded I felt by everybody? Not a single person, not a single person has sent me a message to just be like, hey, hope you're well, or hey, how are you, or hey, anything. Somehow it's on me to communicate and only me. And when I don't, I'm the bad guy. Well, I don't because what am I to communicate about at this point? Especially to somebody who doesn't let me communicate fully, and I have like a time limit on how much I can talk about something because it's too sad. So, yeah, I discarded nobody. I've been sitting here crying, trying to just literally get through each day, trying to make a new friend, which went horribly, whatever. And yeah, so if you feel like I discarded you to anyone, I didn't. Not a single person like really took notice that I've not been on the book. Nobody messaged me like, hey, haven't, because nobody cares. So, you know, I just find it funny. I'm supposed to coax everybody else's feelings along as I'm literally barely hanging on by a thread, and that's been the case for many months. So I'm like, that's, I don't even have it. Even if, I don't know, any case, I don't have it in me to, I have nothing left to give. As a friend, financially, I've nothing left. Anyhow, I did want to say thank you to a couple people who, definitely a couple that won't probably ever hear this, and a couple that will, and you'll know who you are. Um, there's been a few people, same few people who have been, who were, um, always kind. And I appreciate that. I know that sounds very simplistic, like kindness. Yep, that's, you know, means a lot. Um, to the few people who listened to what was going on, believed what was going on, and actually let me speak and vent and such. I appreciate that more than I can put into words right now, especially when you've got a massive amount of people doing the polar opposite of that. Um, I do feel bad for kind of taking up your time, but that's okay. In the sense of it's in the past, so we can't do anything about that. But it won't be ever in the future. I'm not going to reach out. It was, I don't know why yesterday was um like a day where I was just remembering every second or every instance or everything that happened um, when I was sick 2 winters ago. And, coming every and anywhere, asking for help, offering to literally pay money that I didn't have, hundreds of dollars, for somebody to just pick up a book off the floor so that I could go get a biopsy that I was told that I needed to see if I had cancer. When I tell you that I couldn't even pay somebody $200 to $400, no one had 2 minutes in like 2.5 to 3 weeks. Not a single person. And I sat here, laid here alone the majority of the time. The only person that tried to help, I'm not even going to get into because I didn't make it to my biopsy when I was supposed to because of it, and it didn't last very long, the help, and I was told F you and let the chips fall where they may, and the door was slammed. I couldn't even say please don't because I was so weak I couldn't even hold my cell phone up in the beginning. And I was basically made, forced to go through all of that alone. Emotionally, that like in every way. How did I get to my biopsy? Uber. How did I get home? They allowed me to Uber, which they usually don't because they had to medicate me. They said I have no other options. And it's not the first time that I've had to go to some scary medical crap that way, but that was like, whoa. And I just, once it came back that it wasn't cancer, and I started to get better from having both COVID and mono at the same time. Once I was like better, I just kind of like went out and tried to live and didn't think about what I had just went through, to the point that even somebody that I call my best friend, I can't even really like. And like at the end of the day, they didn't live that far away during that time and they couldn't find 2 minutes. But the moment that I was better, they were all of a sudden able to hang out. And that just, it's like, dude, I offered you $200 to $400 for 2 minutes to pick up a book so I could get something biopsied because the surgeon told me that I might have cancer after going to the ER and doing a CAT scan. And I had kind of forgotten that that's how this person handled or didn't handle that. And I'm like, how am I even calling them my friends still? Like, what? But it just, all of that, just was a day, I guess, that I was gonna remember every part of it. And remember that I went through it alone, not by choice. Could not pay somebody money to help me. So, I just, at this juncture, after everything, right now, all I'm doing is existing to work and struggle to pay bills only to have people not believe that this is what I'm actually going through, to have rumors spread that I don't know, that I somehow don't need assistance, I'm getting assistance financially, whatever the case may be, when that's not what's going on. The only true things are the things coming out of my mouth. It's unfortunate that that matters to nobody and is believed by nobody, but it is what it is. I don't care. It's is what like I said, it is what it is. But that's basically my life. And to, yeah, get to, I just have never been so sad. Like the past year and a half, just never been so sad. And I got through some really horrible crap. But some things you just can't magically make happen. So, um, you know, at this point, there's more I could say about it, but I don't. If she listens or watches, want anyone to be upset. Um, but I just, what I had to still, like, be here for, that isn't a thing anymore. We'll just put it that way. I can't say the words. So I'm like, okay, just maybe you alone, like me alone, is reason enough to keep going. And so it's what I've been doing, trying to do. And I guess I've been doing it, but things keep happening. Um, Basically, just bad timing. But I have not had medical insurance since July. And I was told like it was a mistake, this, that, and the other. Anything that I had to pay for, I would be retroactively reimbursed. Comes to be that's not the case, and I've gotten yet another bill that I can't afford to pay. If I do, I won't have my rent money. If I don't pay it, I'll go into collections. And I don't have a way to resolve that. Um, Again, people like to spread a lot of lies, a lot of false crap about me, and it's disgusting. Yes, I am on disability. Um, I don't now, nor have I ever qualified for any type of housing assistance, period. When you're on disability, you can only earn a certain amount more each month than what they give you. So I'm doing that each month. It's not that much. Unfortunately, when bills that you shouldn't have or didn't expect, however you want to put it, well, shouldn't have, because I should have medical insurance. It's still a mistake on their end, but nonetheless, when you have like things like that pop up and they're in, you know, $100, few $100, it's just logically, mathematically not gonna add up to you being able to make it. So it's been extremely stressful. It's been extremely kind of intimidating and scary to not have medical insurance because I am overdue for certain tests. I have three autoimmune diseases. Um, and I still don't have it, and I have tried to resolve it to the point of losing my mind about 1,000 times. I've been trying to resolve it since July, so I'm not just sitting here like sitting on my hands. But I can only do as much as I can do. So, with all that being said, um, it's just, I think, time to say the appropriate thank yous and goodbyes. Um, I'm okay. I, you know, is this what I want really? No, but I also, the other part of that, the other side of that coin is I more so don't want to be homeless and just it's just not feasible that somebody without medical insurance and three autoimmune diseases would be able to survive that. It's not like a threat, it's just that's the logically it's just it's not going to be able to occur. So that is where I'm at decision wise, like, or not, I have already made my decision, but in the sense of, do I just, you know, expire out there, or, like, I don't want any of this, but I don't have a choice. I can't make any more money. Believe me, if I could go out and work more and make the money to cover these bills, but I can't, because you can only make a certain amount each month. And then if you go over that, they start to take away from you. So you're not, it's, yeah. So, there's there is no other option. Um, Financially speaking, like to alleviate or to help that. Um, and so yeah, I just am like, well, right now I'm with a roof over my head, a bit of food in my fridge, um, warm and cozy, even though sad, depressed, alone, and crying, still warm and cozy. Um, with TV to watch and that, and I'm like, I think that's definitely a better way you know, to be rather than to let it get to trying to survive with medical illnesses, homeless in your car. Um, so in any case, the sadness that I have for all of this is immense. The feelings of just people truly only considering their feelings, their situation, all of that is so overwhelming. Um, the just lack of any consideration for me at whatsoever. Just people needing me to make them feel better at a time where I'm barely existing without sobbing every second. And I'm like, this is not right. Like, this, I don't know. But it don't matter if it's right or not. It's just, I finally realized, like, this, that's not, no. And the one thing I can say though is that I tried so hard to just be, do everything properly, rise up, to, be a better friend, a good friend, be this, be that, make a friend. And I mean, I really, at the end of the day, at least can say, like, I tried. I put every, like, part of my soul and effort into the these some people, and just for basically to some of them to easily be able to discard me and just act like I don't exist anymore. And it's like, well, okay. I'm not gonna keep being like, well, the reason I have not spoken to you or messaged you or anyone else is because I don't know what to say. I don't have anything positive to say, and you don't want to hear the negative. So what? I don't. I don't know. Um, and then just on the, like, trying to have a new friend that I think all in all was just a stupid thing for me to think that I could have a new friend at any point in my life, regardless of anything. It just, yeah. So, but that also opened my eyes to that fact. Like, you're never gonna have a new friend. Like, it's not gonna happen. No matter what you do, how you are, does not matter. Um, so I just have to, like, I've come to terms with it, and I just have to go forth appropriately for myself in order to not, you know, have it get to the worst where I'm in the freezing cold of my car trying to survive. Um, it's unfortunate that a lot of these financial things have all come at the same time. I think that I can say with a little bit of certainty that if that hadn't have happened, like, the timing probably would have been able to squeak by, but there's no feasible way. No. So, and that just is what it is. That's part of life. That's, you know. And yes, did I have money saved? Yeah, I sure did. It all went to medical bills that I shouldn't have had to pay for, because I should have had medical insurance, but I didn't. And they're like, well, don't worry, you'll be retroactively reimbursed when this gets fixed. No, it's not even fixed, but they've definitely told me that there is nothing. You've had nothing since July, so anything you've paid, even if, like, we figure out what is going on and fix this, you're not being compensated. You're not gonna, there's, don't send us in the bill showing that you paid because we're not gonna send you anything. You didn't have coverage. So that at this point is a lot of money. It would have been more had I not been a little bit leery and been like, yeah, I don't know for sure that that's what's gonna happen. So I definitely didn't like go get like blood tests and stuff that I was, well, now I'm overdue for, because I'm like, yeah, that's not like, that's definitely gonna be, a big bill, and I can't take a chance that they're not gonna reimburse me. Um, uh, but I guess at this point it wouldn't make a difference, like if it were a bigger number, because this number is enough to, yeah. So, but um, I do want to say, like, holiday wise, like Christmas wise, I just am so grateful that I had what I had growing up with my mom and Olga. They made it magical, and I don't mean in the sense of like presents. Um, when I was little, every year, Christmas Eve, we would like, all three of us, like run from window to window, and they would like go along with it when I was like, is that Rudolph's nose? And like, my mom was like, oh, I think I do see it. And then like, Olga was like, wait, it's over here. And just the magic of that, and having that consistently. And it just was like, what a beautiful thing. Like, they wanted me to really enjoy it and really believe and really like just make it special. And I'm so grateful for that, because I've got those memories. Um, it's definitely assuredly been different since Olga passed away in 2001, but we still, me and my mom, like, kept up things. And then, the last, well, since I've not lived in the same house as them, and there's been the ability to keep me away and let me repeat it for those in the back. Not legally, just, you know. So, the amount of times that I have not been able to spend Christmas with her for just no reason in the past 15 years is immense, overwhelming, and all of the feelings that I'm feeling about it is exactly how she feels. Um, and as some of you may know, Olga passed on Christmas Eve morning, so that was some, like, it's difficult. It was kind of like, well, that's about right. Her favorite, like our favorite holiday. Um, but ever since that, me and my mom really always made a point to like, because it's a hard day for both of us to remember that, and we just always were there for each other physically, like in person always. So it's a whole lot of things. And unfortunately, end of the day, my decision is not going to be the only person that it would be heartbreaking for. Fortunately, will forget that I existed. Because at this point, I can't do anything to fix anything for anyone. Forget about myself. I can't do anything for anything about. I can't fix any situation, resolve any situation, help anybody. I can't even. I'm not even. And again, nothing legally keeping me from doing it, but I am not even. I was told absolutely not when I said, "Can I order her dinner and have it sent to her?" Nope. So I can't do anything to make her life better. I can't do a thing. Um, and with the health thing, that's just what happens. So I feel like it'd be easier than consistently knowing or being reminded of why we're not visiting, what happened, all this stuff, and just have her be upset, and me too, literally almost every day, to have to go over that and think about it and feel like even though legally there's nothing keeping us apart, we have no control over anything in our lives, even visiting each other. And then we both cry, and it's been going on for a long time. And I feel like the one and only thing I can do is, you know, you, how would I put this? You're, it, wanting to visit with me and being sad that you can't, that one can't, if you will. I want to at least eliminate that factor because there's nothing else I can do about anything else. And I feel like if I do that, then the grieving process or whatever with that can just start. It's going to be easy. I don't say that as I'm saying anything against anyone. It just, for her, she won't remember eventually. So it'll be easy. Or easier. Um, but I just, I wake up to another bill I can't pay, a text message from somebody saying some crap, and I just, at the end of the day, all of that is like, yeah, it sucks, it doesn't help, but the biggest thing I can't fix, can't do anything about, and I'm immensely sad with nobody to talk to about it. Nobody to, like, literally, any company that I've had to all but, like, pay for that company. I mean, I have had to pay for that company, not all but I have had to. I just, it wasn't like a, here's a certain dollar amount to hang out for this long. It just, you know what I mean. So, that's just puts a brighter spotlight on the fact that I the quote unquote three friends that I have now that I question sometimes why I call them friends, that's all I'll have ever. And it sucks. You know, I wish things were different. I wish I myself was enough as a person to be cared about. I wish that I didn't have to put out there that I'm barely hanging on by a thread and have that be the only reason that anybody ever reaches out. Um, I wish people cared enough to get out of their own heads and think, well, geez, she's been silent for this long. Perhaps it's not a personal thing. Perhaps I need to reach out to her and be like, hey, you okay? Or hey, you sure you know what you're doing? Or hey, anything like that. But people only think about themselves and care about themselves and their own feelings, and that's it. So keep your feelings to yourself, because I did nothing to anyone. Like, there's somebody that is like, I'm so sick of hearing how you did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. It was freaking proven, and I've continued to do nothing wrong. So I'll say it a gazillion times if I want. Like, the fact that I was ever like made to feel like I couldn't say anything or say certain things by anyone in my life ever is disgusting. Like, those people are disgusting. Every single one of them. Like, how dare you? Like, you act like I'm like, if I was like swearing at you, screaming at you or something, that's different. But like, it's cruel. Period. And then some of those people are like, well, now I see obviously you've abandoned me and this and that, and you don't consider my feelings and blah, 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 blah. And like, the, like, I keep going back and forth because I'm like, this one, I'm like, trips me up because the actual, not financial, but like just help. But I'm like, again, this is just the female version of the two males who did basically the same thing in different ways, where you ingratiated yourself with me, and then once you found that you could basically tell me or speak to me in any way, like, hey, you made me so upset that I had to take medication. I'm sorry, what? Did I make you so upset, or did you make your own self so upset when I'm the one sitting here sobbing? Like, what a narcissistic, selfish fucking thing to say. And I literally felt bad and apologized for it. And I'm like, no, how dare you? Like, I did nothing. If that's what you did, then that's your own inability to handle being a friend. And also, like, how dare you try to make me feel worse at a time when, like, I truly could not feel worse. But you just, like, let me also throw this guilt at you. And then when I brought it up, I was told that never happened. I never said that. I'm like, really? And then they finally, like, backed down and were like, oh, wait, I did say such and such. And I'm like, okay, what is the purpose here, people? Like, male, female, doesn't matter. Like, y'all get your rocks off from, like, destroying other people's minds. That is literally what every and anybody's doing. I'm like, tell me again how I am the reason that you had to take medication. I'm like, I'm sorry that me sobbing and being in a position of like losing everything that I care about has got you so upset that you've got to take a medication. Get that narcissistic ass out of here. And then follow that up with two narcissistic males. Like, the fuck? And all of these people I just was trying to be friends with, to have a friend, companion, not have it just be one sided where it's just me wanting company and whatnot. No, it was never like that. Not with a single one of them. Um, it just blows my mind how just so many words I can use, but when it comes down to it, how disgusting people are. They don't care how you feel. They don't care how they treat you. They don't care at all about anything but themselves. It's horrible. And I hope that there's at least some people that have not experienced this because it's heavy. It's a lot. And for me, it's the breaking point. I mean, the financial is the breaking point, but it's like yesterday, everything just, for whatever reason, thinking about 2 years ago being sick, that like remembering every split second of that, and then just thinking about and remembering everything since then, I'm like, wow, wow. So, yeah, I hope people have a magical Christmas. I hope you know, can find some magic in it like I did when I was young, because Olga and my mom made sure that that's how it was going to be. And I hope it's filled, if you want it to be, you know, I hope it's filled with friends, family, just whatever you would want your ideal Christmas season to be like. Um, I thank you guys for listening to me vent, moan, cry, all of that over a couple of years. Um, the negative people and crap, I'm not gonna give energy to. So, rock on. Um, I'm happy that I was able to make some people laugh with some of my like shorts, like you know, the short, short videos, the real, well, they're not called reels, but you know what I mean. So, um, yeah, I'm glad that I was able to do that. Um, I know for sure I did make some people laugh because they reach out to me privately to tell me that, and I appreciate that. Or they comment it, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, because even if it's just one person that I made laugh, that's pretty nice. So, glad I was able to do that. Because it definitely was one of my goals, for sure. Um, on all, any platform that you've seen me on, you know that definitely, I think more so at one point, but that definitely was a goal with my shorter videos. Maybe not every single one, but that was one of the goals, was to make y'all laugh, make somebody laugh. So, um, yeah, I think it's time we all move forward, whatever that means for us. Each is going to be different and look different and have different results, but it's just, you know, sometimes things, it's just time. So, just to say thank you again, to wish everybody the best holiday season, and yeah, that's about it. I love you guys for, the ones who are kind and who let me vent and all of that. And you know, I will, even if you find this rude, say that this way, the small kindnesses that I was shown, because I was never, it's not like anybody, not that I expected it, but I just, like, I've been going through and been dealing with some actual real life, like, struggles, and we got people, like, needing brand new cars, and y'all really care about them so much, but me, nobody cares. And I don't know that I necessarily needed anyone to care so much, but the telling me that I'm lying, that this is a sob story, that this is fake, that this is false, this and that, and spreading that false bullshit rumor crap is evil incarnate. And I guess considering this is going to be my last whatever, I do wish the worst for those people. The absolute worst, because it's not just about me. You messed with my mom. So I truly, truly do. And I will be honest and say for a short time I have been praying for that because you fucked up my mom's life. Um with your shit. So I don't care. I hope that dog is dust and dirt quick as hell. I hope the entire state of California falls off the map. There's a lot of things I could say right now, but how dare you do what you did? Forget about me. How dare you do what you did to her? And if your name rhymes with Nina, you are the leader of the reason that shit got so crazy. So, to all those people, I want you to know that all of your names are not only written down by me, but have been printed out. I won't know what occurs, but I hope that when that's read and seen, there is some type of accountability. That's all I can say. Do I wish that I would be here to see it? No, I don't care. I'm just gonna make sure that that's right there to be seen so people know, or the correct people know, hey, some people really need to be held accountable for their actions. Words are one thing, but the actions that were taken, no. So, rock on with that, I would say. But, don't let anybody ever make you feel like you owe them an apology when you were the one who felt bad and you were crying, and somehow that made them spiral out of control, and now you owe them an apology. Don't. Run from those people. Run from the narcissists, run from the gaslighting, run from the abuse, run from all that crap. Even if that means that you're running alone, if you can keep going, you do it. Because alone is better than going through life, which is not always easy, and having to deal with being friends or being in relationships with narcissists, scammers, people whose egos and feelings you have to coax even when you're like basically figuratively laying there bleeding out on the floor. You still gotta make sure the other motherfucking person is alright first before they can even pretend to care about you. Don't do it. Don't do it. You deserve better. And a lot of times, better is just being alone these days, unfortunately. But just, it ain't worth it. Nobody is worth that. Y'all are worth more. Y'all deserve better. Don't ever let that occur. Don't ever let it occur where, like, your health is affected, where you're, if you have certain illnesses or diseases, like, those are being flared up because you're not being allowed to eat properly, you're not being allowed to use the bathroom properly, like, and then be gaslit into thinking, like, oh, this person is still amazing because they've, bought me a bouquet of flowers or something. Like, no, 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 no. Run. Run, run, and run and stay away from that. Nobody, nobody deserves any type of abuse in life, period. Don't allow it. The second you allow it and then forgive it, they know that they can continue to do it, and they will. And watch out when people are so whatever right from the beginning. It's usually the the start of the act, the show, the scam, whatever you want to call it. So keep your eyes open, listen to your gut, and don't ignore the red flags. They're not telling you to go on roller coasters at Six Flags. They're telling you, run. Because believe me, there's been enough times where I'm like, are those red flags maybe an invitation for me to go to a carnival? And then instead of like what they really mean, yeah. No. So hopefully you guys already know all of this. You're already putting it into practice in your own lives. But if not, if you're going through something where you're like, what the hell is my life right now, and you can actually change it or get out of it, then do so. Because nobody or nothing is worth any type of like abuse, mental stress, extra stress. Because life is stressful enough at times. Ain't nobody worth anything more negative than the crap that we all go through that we can't control, right? So let's try to control what we can, which is really simplistic to say but harder to do, which is just don't give time or even be friends with or have anything to do with people who are just crappy people. It sounds so easy, but like once they've showed you their true colors the first time, don't make them have to show you 5 more times. Like, believe them who they are and walk away. We all deserve better. You deserve better. And even if they come with, like, oh, I feel bad or I'm sorry, no, they're not. They are not. Because if they were sorry, it wouldn't be the 5th time that they were saying it, and it wouldn't be a consistent thing that they were doing. Because that's a choice at the end of the day to treat people like garbage. So, just saying. Yeah. And if you want to, if anybody wants, the memories, me, whatever, I'm not deleting any pages or anything, so for however long they stay up without any content, they'll be there. So, I think some of the things you guys would have the ability to save potentially if you wanted to. So, um, I don't know. Just putting that out there in case, because I truly don't know how long things like pages stay up for once, you know. So, have yourself a look around. I'm on more than just here. And yeah, maybe you might find a video that you just thought was amazing or one that really makes you laugh or something. And, I would say if you can, if you want to, if you've got the space, um, go ahead and save it because I'm not deleting anything, but I don't know, like I said, how long these things stay up for after the fact. So, and they'll probably only be like maybe 2 to 3 people who will do that, but um, that's okay. So, I love you guys. And then there's those that I don't for the reasons I've explained. But, you know, it's one life. Don't let people take advantage of you, bully you, put you in situations where you're fighting for your life alone or you're fighting for something that you should never have to fight for in life. Like, just don't. I feel like the biggest thing I could say is the less people that you associate with, the better off you'll be. And if you do associate with people, even if it's been a long time, be mindful of how close you let them get, how much you tell them, especially like the vulnerable stuff. Just be careful, be aware, be considerate of your own feelings because know that a lot of people at some point are going to use it against you. They're going to have, you're going to have an argument or whatever, it's going to be used against you. And you're going to be made to feel worse or be reminded that you were vulnerable with this person and shared this, whatever. So be considerate. Like, even if they're being like the best friend ever that they could be to you, or you feel that way, and it's been 2 years, like, keep your walls up. Let it be another 2 years before you let any walls down and you know, share vulnerabilities. Um, it's just self preservation at this point. That's what I feel like is needed. Otherwise, people literally, the amount of people who go about life just messing with other people's lives because they think it's funny, literally like laughing out loud, is horrible. And I don't know that it's gonna get any better. So just be considerate of all that because, man, it's, it's a heavy, deep, dark thing when that is the world, the society that we now live in. So, even if you're lonely, like me, better to be that than, some other things. So, in any case, I'll let you guys go. Love to all. Thank you to those who, showed me some actual kindness, actual friendship, a few, even moments of like where I felt really like loved, cared about, like anything like that. I just really appreciate it. Even if like the friendship or whatnot didn't work out in the end, I appreciate it because some of y'all are ending up being the last kindnesses that were shown to me that I felt. So, thank you. couple people, one definitely brought me back to life for a short period of time, if you will. Regardless of how things ended up, I still hold that very dear to my being because I hadn't felt that way in so long. Like, just like I was actually living life and actually not miserable every second. So thank you, Big. Appreciate that. Like I said, I love water, so I think that was like a big part of it, but there was more than just that. But yeah. So, anyways, God bless. Keep going. Keep, you know, keep your vulnerabilities close to your chest, close to your sleeve, whatever is the proper terminology. Like, don't just tell anyone anything, no matter how, what, like, give that some ears. It's one thing we can control in life is the ability to not disappoint our own selves. We don't always succeed at that, but at least we do have control of that. So, yeah, everybody at least deserves common human decency, deserves to be able to eat when they're able to eat if they've got an illness, deserves to be able to use the bathroom without being tortured, deserves to just, if they make a friend, have somebody who's not just a friend to scam them. You know. And if you can't find anyone who will even show basic human decency to you, then I say go the alone route and see, you know, see how that goes. And maybe in some time things will change, people will change, society will change, or there'll be at least one person who is not a horribly mean and cruel individual. I don't know. I wish I could see the future and tell y'all. But yeah. So thank you. Love you. And just because I didn't, at the end of the day, have this, if you will, doesn't mean that you don't got this. Okay? So keep going. Love you. And good night.